Welcome back to the channel, guys, and to the latest piece of scrap that's followed me home. This is a Craftsman LT2000 right on more. So I was offered this thing for free, couldn't really turn it down. Hasn't run since I think about 2014, possibly 2013. So gonna try and get it up and running. See if it's worth spending some money on and getting it going properly. So it's got 20 horsepower Briggs & Stratton overhead valve. The engine is free, it turns. So already started on the other side. The fuel system, fuel hoses had gone really hard and brittle. So I'm gonna fit up some new hose. Got decent quality hose. It's a Gates hose, so good manufacturer, and this stuff is ethanol resistant. Important now that we're going to E10 here, just to make sure that the hoses are correct grade. So I'm gonna fit a bit of this, and we'll just hook up any old 12-volt battery we have around here and see will it turn over. Right, some power on it. Let's see if it wants to crank. Okay, so I've whipped the fuel tank out again. Just gone over the connections on the solenoid and the ignition switch. Give them a quick clean. Check the continuity. So I think drop a battery in her and she should crank this time. Any luck? We better check to see if we're getting spark. Gonna connect up our little spark tester. she goes. Nice. Further right up. See if she moves. So that's her running nicely. So I think the next step is to, I've tried freeing the blades in situ. I can turn them by hand, but I just get a smell of burning when I try to engage the belt. So I think probably the easiest to do now is just drop the deck out from under it. I've never done this before, but let's just have you look around it, and I think it's just a case of pulling a couple of clips. So we drop the deck, drag it out from under the moor, and go over it. We'll be able to flip it upside down and go through it, tidy it up. We might flap this to rust off it and give it a coat of red oxide, maybe just to hold it. Any future rusted bay, well, make some attempt at doing it, because the rest of it is quite nice. So let's get started. Okay, so that's 6 clips removed, and just took the belt off the front pulley. So I'm just going to try jack under it, pick it up. But yeah, I don't fancy doing that today. Stick a jack under it, be lazy, lift it up, and I'll just drag the deck out. So that's the deck free. Just noted the positions of all the pulleys. I'm going to remove, or the belts, sorry. I'm going to remove these plastic covers. And we get a better look at it. I think the worst of the corrosion is here and that chute. So we might, well, probably will end up doing something with that. We'll see if we can remake that part or weld the section into it. We'll probably get away with it because it's only the grass chute, but yeah, we'll see what we can do. So I get these covers off and we'll see how we're dealing with it. We'll get all the remaining grass and things removed and take a look at the pulleys. I'm going to take the belt off and get a new belt during the week, and I think what we'll do is we'll clean up. We'll see what's salvageable, clean it up, give it a good coat of paint if the metal is still thick enough, free off all the pulleys, grease them, check everything, put new belts in it, put it back in the machine. Finally developed a brain and realised that I could just reverse the Range Rover in the door. A nice little place to put my tools, useful little workbench. So that's the deck. We got the belt covers removed, snap one bolt, but it's alright, doesn't matter. I'm going to start cleaning the worst of the stuff off it. So you can see a lot of old grass and crap on the floor already, but I'm going to get rid of the last of this paint just with a scraper to begin with. Do a bit of cleaning. The belt tensioner pulley was completely seized, so I'm going to spray that with got this new oil that was recommended, or this penetrating fluid, this stuff. It was recommended by one of my suppliers yesterday, so I'm going to give that a shot and see how it works out. So yeah, the pulleys seem to be free. The blade on that side is a little tighter than the one on this side, and these could do with some greasing, as could that. And as I said, the spring-loaded tensioner there needs to be freed out, and thing needs a thorough de-rusting and coat of paint. So that's what came off the deck. So it's not great, but it's not terrible at the same time. All the main mounting points seem to have enough metal left in them. There is a hole there. It's in the area of the chute. Like, this thing is completely rotten. So I'm going to have to look at remaking that, but it's only a straight piece of metal. It's just to find something thick enough to weld to. I'll try and weld a patch in there again if I can find enough metal to weld to. If not, I'm just going to put a piece over the top and rivet it in place for the moment. On the other side then, the chute really is the bad news here. I haven't even removed all the rust because I don't want to lose the shape. It's pretty bad. I'm just pretty great space to put. I'm just going to pick up that pile of rust and take a proper look at it then. Chute is pretty crusty, so top half is good. So we could, if the metal in the deck isn't thick enough to weld, we could probably just put another piece around it, just strengthen it. I think we have enough space where it goes into the plastic chute at the rear, and down here I think some of this is a bit weak, so again we'll strengthen that area. But I think the first thing to do now is try and get her back to bare metal, and take it from there. We can see then, we can try welding something onto it, see if it takes, and if not, we're just going to wrap it and rivet it So yeah, it's not too bad. I'm just going to give everything a thorough soaking of that penetrating oil now, especially the tensioner, and see can we get that started. As I say, I'll pick up, I'll be in the lawnmower place during the weekend, let's pick up a new lawnmower and just waiting for it to come in, and I will pick up a new belt for it while I'm in there. Not my finest fabrication ever, but it'll do the job. Just need to move the folds a little bit here so it slips in further, and then I'm going to have to fabricate the piece that goes underneath it. But I'm just going to start off by giving this thing a clean up with the flap disc, and we take it from there. Okay, so you missed that bit of excitement. I set my foot light. So, probably wondering why the hell I've been using the arc on it, and it is because for some reason the MIG function won't work on that. So, decided I'd just try and get some little bit of weld on it, get it held in place at least, and I can sort out whatever's ailing that and weld up the rest of it. Just going to tack it in place for the moment. So there is our expertly repaired and painted deck. So couldn't get the MIG going, so I actually resorted to just using a load of rivets, riveting a lot of steel into that chute, and just riveted a patch over there as well. So it's fine. I was able to weld the patches I put in together. I also put a strengthening patch there at the front. So, or sorry, that's at the rear of the deck. That's the front over there. So just going to go to the house, grab a new belt. It's in the boot of my car, and start reassembling this thing. And we'll see if we can get out and cut some grass. Okay, that's our expertly repaired deck, refit it, and take this thing out and fire it up and see what it cut. Okay, so we got all our mowing done and just finished and was about to drive off when the last transmission. We had to drag her back off the lawn with the Range Rover. So, dropped the deck out again. Deck performed fine. The only thing I need to do alright is I just need to level it up. Grass was a little uneven after it, but blades seemed to work well and things. The chute did block, but that's not surprising because the grass is really wet. So that's a lot of moss in the lawn here. So the transmission had been jumping out of the forward positions. Noticed that after cutting for a while to start to drop back, you'd start to lose speed. You'd actually have to hold it forward, so all wasn't well there. Belt is hanging out from under it, and here you can see where the belt was actually showing its way into the grass chute. And the belt is hanging out here. The belt is in very, very bad shape. So let's kind of whip it out of here and get a replacement belt for it. So here's our new belt versus our old belt. Show you just how much wear was on that thing. That was completely cooked. The one that was on the deck was actually far better than that. So nice new chunky belt. Supplier a couple of miles away from me here had one off the shelf. So just going to crack on now, drop it in the machine and let's give her a test. So pulley up there just to the right of the belt is completely seized, so just going to whip that out of there, try and free it off. The rest of the pulleys look alright, so hopefully that's our only one. Wasn't helping our cause, so that's the type of pulley there. So I'm just going to grab some spanners, get that ripped out and we'll see can we free it. There's the problem pulley. She's bound up, so we'll just give her a good shot of penetrating oil, leave her sit. Yeah, I think there's no rescuing the bearing that's in the middle of this pulley. So I'm just going to run back to the parts supplier and grab another one and chuck it in there. It's easier. There's no point in messing with this. I've tried lubricating the bearing. I can just about turn it with a vice grips, but nah, I think it's been sat there. Judging by the look of it, with it's probably part of a water in there and just sat on top of that. It's rusted that bearing out. And I don't think that bearing's replaceable, so I would just get a I think we can just get the pulley itself. So there's our new pulley. Local parts supplier had it on the shelf, which is handy. Looks identical to the old one. So we get this back in place, get the belt back on there, and I also picked up some service stuff for the engine. So I picked up oil and filter first, so we give them an oil change. Okay, I think we're good here. We're on the transmission. We have gone around those pulleys and I'm just going to turn myself around. Show you the other direction. So we've got the next two pulleys in the rail. Around there. One of those is on the brake and onto the front pulley. So we're good to go. I'm just going to crawl out and get this thing on the ground. Okay, I'm going to get it out of here and take it for a drive. Okay, so transmission's perfect. Got the engine warmed up a small bit, so I'm going to drop the oil now and change that and the filter before we throw the deck back on. It's probably just a little bit cleaner and easier. Yeah, I think the oil in this thing was due. She's looking pretty manky. I'll show you. So let that drain for another while. It's a funny thing actually, it's a toolless drain plug, so you just twist and pull and she opens up. Just dropped a bit onto the pulley underneath it, so I have this piece of plastic here to divert the oil, and just need to clean that pulley before I put the deck on so I don't get slipping bolts. So I can start in the filter while this is draining. Filter wrench is messy across, so I'll do this the rough way. Oh, that filter's really on there. Okay. Filter on, I've got it filled up to the full mark. Just going to fire it up and let it run for a second and check the levels again. So that's basically it. I've had it out, tried it out, cut a little grass with it. It's wet today, so I just did small, but just enough to check that the deck was okay. So everything seems hunky-dory. The only thing is the deck is slightly uneven, so I'm going to have to level that up before I cut any grass. Apparently it's going to start raining on Saturday. Today's Tuesday, so I might actually be able to get this thing out and try cutting some more grass to see how it behaves. But transmission's 100% with that new belt and that new pulley. Engine seems fine. Didn't change the plug or the air filter. Both looked fine nuts, so I just left them well enough alone. They look pretty new, so just gave it the oil change as it had been sitting with a long time. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do. Make sure you give me the thumbs up below if you've enjoyed this video, and leave a comment, even if you're just saying hello. Always welcome. There'll be more coming on the cat soon. It's the project everybody asks about, so I bet you most of the comments on this video will actually be asking me when the next video on the cat is coming. Well, we're working on it. We're getting there. In fact, here's a small clip. So as you can see, she's coming along. I'd be actually trying to take a day off in the next couple of days so I can just crack on with it. It's been 2 to 3 days working on it. It's waiting for the weather here to improve a bit. It's been absolutely pouring rain, so it's been quite hard to get down there and work on it. The Range Rover, there's another video coming in that. We're going to be making some improvements on that, on the fuel system and suspension, so stick around for that. And we'll also be bringing you the deck stuff, which is parked here beside me. The sorting out that code starting issue. This video on was completing that. I've about an hour's work, and hopefully she'll be ready to go. We're also going to be bringing you some new projects pretty soon. Looking out there at some more things to acquire and bring along to the channel. So that's it for now, guys. Thanks again for watching. See you soon.